Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here, your source for gaming, tech, emulation, and open source news. Let's get started. Alright, to kick things off, we're talking about Grand Theft Auto 6. Kind of. A while back, we talked about a modder known as Darkspace who made the Grand Theft Auto 6 map within Grand Theft Auto 5. And it turns out that the GTA 6 map may have been too close to the actual GTA 6 map because Rockstar took it down. It seems as if Rockstar or Take-Two is not messing around. Here's what Darkspace tweeted out. Take-Two Interactive has copyright claimed and removed my video on the GTA 6 map I made in GTA 5. I expected something like this could happen. I am surprised they didn't bother emailing me. I would have taken it down if asked. Now, since then, Darkspace has posted a YouTube video explaining exactly what happened. The video is 7 minutes long and they took months to create that mod. I do recommend checking out this video, and like everything we talk about, links are in the description below right at the bottom. I don't hide my sources. Next up, we're talking about Nintendo Switch emulation with Kenji NX, and Kenji NX just got a brand new update. For those who may not be aware, Kenji NX is a fork of Ryujinx, and they say here this fork is not a Ryujinx revival project. It aims to be a middle ground between GreenDev's Ryujinx fork, which is Ryubing, and the more preservative Ryujinx mirror fork. It brings over many of the front-facing features from the aforementioned forks with additional contributions from Keaton the Bot and others. So at the time of filming, Keaton NX version 2.0.1 is the latest update, and this update contains a couple of unmerged PRs from Ryujinx as well as Ryubing. And this one is available for Windows, Linux, and Mac. And speaking about Mac, or rather Apple stuff, next up here we're talking about Delta, which is a multi-system emulator for iPhone's iOS. Anyways, here they've announced the wait is almost over. Delta 1.7 with DS online multiplayer is coming next Monday, March 31st. So if you've got an iPhone, if you play Nintendo DS games on it, and you like online multiplayer, you might be excited about this update. Additionally here, they say, and to help us make sure everything is ready for the big launch, we've made the release available today as a public beta on test flight. So I guess if you like to test things out, this might be even more exciting. But moving on, and next up we're talking about PlayStation 4 emulation with psOff, or psOff, or subscribe to Mr. Sujano, depending on how you wanted to pronounce that. Anyways, here psOff just got a brand new update. It's not earth-shattering, it's more of a bug fix update, but it is an update nonetheless. So at the time of filming, just a friendly heads up here, 2025 March 26th is the latest and greatest update of psOff. This update has a couple of fixes, one of them being save data memory. And speaking about friendly heads up and PlayStation 4, next up we're talking about the actual PlayStation 4 console and a system software update. PlayStation has just pushed a brand new PlayStation 4 update, and they say here it's version 12.50 and they've improved the messages and usability on some screens. Unfortunately, that's all the information I have. I'm assuming there's some security updates as well to make modding the console a little bit more difficult, but I could be wrong about that. Next up, we're talking about the Nintendo Switch 2, and this one is a very interesting claim. It's over on Insider Gamer, and again, like everything we talk about, links are in the description below if you wanted to learn more about it. But it's being reported that Nintendo is going to have a 3-phase launch plan for Nintendo Switch 2 games. So based on my understanding here, it seems that first-party games are going to be the games available for the Switch 2 at launch. And I'm wondering if they will be backwards compatible or not. Unfortunately, I've got no idea. I would assume they would be. Anyways, here then in October timeframe, there's going to be phase 2, which is third-party games. And then in the holiday season, there's going to be another phase of games altogether, probably a mix of first and third. I'm very curious about this launch strategy and what third-party developers think about it, whether or not the launch strategy is actually going to be true. I think some third-party developers might be frustrated at the fact that Nintendo is offering first-party titles first and not letting them have a slice of the pie until later on. We'll have to see about that one, but we're not going to have to wait too long at all, considering the Switch 2 is set to be revealed on April 2nd, in less than a week. And speaking about less than a week, next up here we're talking about a lot more than a week, quite a lot more than a week. If you're excited about The Witcher 4 and you've been holding your breath for it, you might want to start breathing, because it's being reported that The Witcher 4 won't be out until sometime in 2027. At the soonest. This information seems to have come right from CD Projekt Red during their 2024 earnings presentation. And they say here, even though we do not plan to release The Witcher 4 by the end of 2026, we are still driven by this financial goal. And if you know anything about CD Projekt Red or CD Projekt in general, based on my experiences anyway with Cyberpunk 2077, it might be best not to rush this team and let them wait to release the game when they're comfortable with it. Next up, we're talking about gaming-focused Linux distribution ChimeraOS. ChimeraOS is based on Arch, and it just got a brand new update. So ChimeraOS 47 was released at the end of January, and now we've got ChimeraOS 48. They've added in support here for AMD Radeon RX 9070 and 9070 XT. They've added support for the ROG XG mobile external GPUs. They've added a limited workaround for the Steam client using non-HDMI DisplayPort audio output by default. Additionally, they've got some fixes, and this is a very interesting new feature. They've expanded support for launching games through physical media. They've added support for USB NFC readers. And they've added support for the MIG flash dumper. And continuing to speak about Linux and gaming and, I guess, gaming handhelds. This one is an interesting one. Check out this title. This is over on XDA Developers, and they say HP hasn't made an Omen gaming handheld because Windows is bad. So it's being reported that the division president of gaming solutions over at HP has said, if you look at Windows, I struggle with the experience myself. If I don't like it, I don't know how to do a product for it. But when asked about if she would be interested in making a gaming handheld running SteamOS, her answer was yes. So to me, this means one of two things, and possibly even both. One, HP may consider making an Omen handheld once SteamOS is readily available for handheld devices, which it kind of is. Secondly here, if Windows gets better for handheld devices, maybe HP will make an Omen gaming handheld with Windows on it. I don't know here. It's probably going to be both if HP is considering making an Omen handheld. I mean, Xbox is rumored to be working on a handheld, and I'm assuming that's going to be running Windows with probably an optimized version of Windows for a handheld device. But I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the matter. Would you be interested in an HP Omen? And if you were interested in an HP Omen, would you rather have it with SteamOS or with Windows? Next up, we're talking about Game Informer. And if you recognize the Game Informer name, I don't blame you. It's been around for like 30 years or something. I mean, maybe you had a subscription through GameStop or something like that. Anyways, here, Game Informer is back. I recommend checking out their video for a full detailed description of what exactly transpired and what's to come. It seems the original team is back. They're previously owned by GameStop, and well, now they're owned by Gunzilla Games, which is an NFT blockchain type of company. And if I was a betting man, and I'm not, I would assume that NFT and blockchain stuff is probably going to start making its way into Game Informer content, but I could be wrong about that. Either way here, this is probably a really good thing for the games industry. But let me know your thoughts about this one in the comments below. I'm hoping here they continue to have the freedom to publish what they want, and what they publish isn't dictated by their parent company. We'll have to wait and see on that one. Next up here, we're talking about Infinity Nikki, which a lot of people seem to be excited about. Anyways here, Gaming on Linux has discovered that this game may be Steam Deck ready when it launches on Steam. So here's what Gaming on Linux is reporting, and this I guess is from the development team. The team are working on Steam Deck support currently, and will share news as they have news to share. I would say that's not really a whole lot to go on, but it's very good that they're working on Steam Deck support if you're a fan of the game or looking forward to the game, I guess. There is one caveat, and that's the fact that this has a kernel-level anti-cheat. So I'm very curious to see how all of that comes together, and if that poses a huge problem to getting this game working on the Steam Deck and, I guess, Linux. We'll have to wait and see. And speaking about game releases, next up here, we're still talking about Gaming on Linux, and a very interesting article they posted in a very interesting spot. They spot over on SteamDB that Neverwinter Nights 2 Enhanced Edition hasn't even been announced yet, but it just got a Steam Deck playable rating. And taking a look over on SteamDB, and they are not wrong here. So that to me is very interesting. If you're a fan of Neverwinter Nights 2, you might be a fan of this, Neverwinter Nights 2 Enhanced Edition on the Steam Deck. And speaking about releases, next up here we're talking about Eden Zero, which is being published by Konami. This game is set to release on July 15th for PlayStation, Xbox, and also PC, and also Nintendo Switch. If you're excited about this one, you'll have to wait until July 15th to get your hands on it. And speaking about being excited to get your hands on something, next up we're talking about Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. If you are excited for this game's release, which was supposed to be early 2025, well, you're going to have to wait a little bit. This game has been pushed to October 2025, and that is going to be the release date. I'm curious to see if that gets pushed again or if October is going to stick. Either way here, if you're excited about the game, I would say that's not really a huge wait between early 2025 and October, provided you don't think a few months is a huge wait. Next up here, we're talking about Children of Morta on Android. If you play this game, it's currently got over 10,000 downloads with a 4.3 star rating. It just got online co-op multiplayer. The game is priced around $10, but I guess if you invite a friend, you get 50% off and the game will be set at about $5 overall. I haven't played this one yet. It is on my radar. If you've played it before, let me know your thoughts about this game in the comments below and if online multiplayer is going to be worth it. And last up here, we're talking about Meta, and I might talk about this one tomorrow depending on how the comments go about this. Anyways, it's being reported that Meta is considering charging for an ad-free Facebook and Instagram in the UK. That means you can pay a fee to not have ads and also not have your data tracked. I don't necessarily know if I'd trust them on not having the data tracked aspect though. However, that subscription model is for the UK and they've already launched it in the EU and it seems to be relatively successful. We'll have to wait and see on that one and whether or not the subscription model makes its way as well over to North America. I don't know. But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and no fluff. We talked about a bunch today. Feel free to discuss anything we talked about in the comments below. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos. Don't tempt fate, save your state, and I'll see you tomorrow.